إنه أوروبا الجديدة هي الشرق الأوسط.
For years, the world laughed. They called it a pipe dream, a delusion in the desert.
العربية السعودية في الخمس سنوات القادمة سوف تكون مختلفة تماما.
Critics couldn't stop ridiculing the idea. It's too outrageous, they said. A city in the desert? Too futuristic, too ambitious, too absurd. They thought the concept of NEOM was impossible, a fantasy that no one in their right mind would attempt. But now, what was once mocked is quickly becoming a reality. And the world is watching as Saudi Arabia's boldest bet starts to take shape. But what's really going on here? Why is Mohammed bin Salman, MBS, so determined to push forward with this trillion-dollar megacity, especially when so many people believe it can't be done? The answer lies in the larger picture, the changing face of global energy, and more importantly, Saudi Arabia's survival in the post-oil era. Right now, the world is heavily dependent on oil, and Saudi Arabia has been sitting comfortably at the center of this global oil economy for decades. But that world is vanishing fast. Experts predict that by 2030, the demand for petrol will drop sharply as electric vehicles take over the market. Global energy consumption is shifting, and oil isn't the future. As countries move towards renewable energy and sustainable alternatives, oil-rich nations like Saudi Arabia are facing a grave challenge. For MBS, this isn't just a project, it's his lifeline. NEOM represents more than just a futuristic city. It's his answer to the inevitable decline of Saudi Arabia's oil economy. MBS is placing everything on the line with NEOM, betting that his vision will propel Saudi Arabia into the future and ensure it doesn't become irrelevant as the world turns its back on fossil fuels. Here's the catch. If NEOM fails, the consequences won't just be a failed megacity. They could mark the beginning of a massive economic downfall for Saudi Arabia. The country's wealth and influence have been built on oil, and without diversification, the kingdom faces an uncertain future. The economy could shrink dramatically, unemployment could skyrocket, and Saudi Arabia's global power could diminish. MBS knows this. He understands that NEOM is not just an opportunity to showcase Saudi Arabia's ambition, but it's a critical survival strategy. If he succeeds, NEOM could position Saudi Arabia as the world's new leader in technology, sustainability, and innovation. The city would be home to groundbreaking industries, state-of-the-art architecture, and cutting-edge technologies that would push the kingdom into the 22nd century. The world would no longer see Saudi Arabia as just an oil-rich state.
فأعتقد أن هذه الدافعين الرئيسية لعمل رؤية 2030 لكي نزيل التحديات اللي تواجهنا ولكي نستغل الفرص الغير مستغلة اللي قد تكون بحجم 90% من وضعنا اليوم ونستمر في النمو والازدهار وننافس على كل الجبهات في أنحاء العالم.
It would become a global hub for innovation, a place where the future is built today. But the stakes are incredibly high. If MBS doesn't succeed in making NEOM a thriving, sustainable metropolis, the entire vision of a post-oil Saudi Arabia collapses. Not only does Saudi Arabia lose the opportunity to reinvent itself, but it risks falling into an economic crisis of historic proportions. The wealth generated from oil would fade, leaving behind an economic vacuum. With no backup plan, the kingdom could find itself left behind in a world that has long moved past oil dependence. MBS has no choice but to succeed. NEOM is his legacy, a bold and daring move that either secures Saudi Arabia's place in the world or condemns it to the past. He's staked his entire future and the kingdom's on this vision. If NEOM succeeds, it will be a triumph of visionary leadership. If it fails, it could mark the beginning of the end for Saudi Arabia's dominance in global affairs. In the end, NEOM is more than just a city. It's a statement that MBS is not just fighting to maintain the status quo of Saudi Arabia's oil wealth, but is willing to risk everything to create a new future for his people and his nation. The world is watching closely, and as NEOM slowly rises from the desert sands, the stakes couldn't be higher. Before NEOM, the Arab world had already showcased its unparalleled ambition and ability to turn bold visions into reality. From redefining skylines to creating man-made wonders, their track record is a testament to their determination and ingenuity. These achievements not only silenced skeptics, but also paved the way for projects like NEOM, proving that the Arab world has always been a step ahead when it comes to challenging the limits of possibility. In 2010, Dubai unveiled the Burj Khalifa, the tallest building in the world. Standing at over 828 meters, it cost around $1.5 billion and took 6 years to complete. This iconic skyscraper is more than just a building. It represents the UAE's ambition to redefine the skyline of the future. A few years earlier, the Palm Jumeirah, a man-made island shaped like a palm tree, was completed. The $12 billion project took 6 years to build, transforming Dubai into a global hub and creating a lasting symbol of architectural ingenuity. Qatar's World Cup 2022 saw the creation of stadiums that shocked the world with their innovative designs. Stadium 974, made of shipping containers, epitomized sustainability. Despite the challenges of time and budget, Qatar completed the stadiums in under 10 years, with an investment of over $10 billion. These monumental projects have shown the world that Arabs can turn the impossible into the possible. And now, they're setting their sights on something even bigger: NEOM. In the heart of the desert, NEOM emerges as the ultimate vision of tomorrow, a $1 trillion megacity redefining what it means to live, work, and thrive. With revolutionary projects like The Line, a 170-kilometer linear city with no cars or streets; Oxagon, the world's largest floating industrial hub; Trojena, a year-round desert ski resort; Sindalah Island, a luxury haven on the Red Sea; and Magna, a cultural and technological hub blending ancient heritage with cutting-edge innovation. NEOM is pushing the boundaries of creativity, sustainability, and progress. Backed by some of the world's greatest architects and a bold vision from Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, NEOM is not just a city, it's a gamble on a post-oil future. As Saudi Arabia prepares to redefine its economy, this ambitious project stands as both a challenge and an opportunity to secure its place in the modern world. Will NEOM be the game-changer it promises to be, or a bold experiment with uncertain results? One thing is clear: NEOM is already reshaping the horizon of possibility, proving that no dream is too big when the future is at stake. The Line, NEOM's flagship project, The Line, is a revolutionary city that will stretch 170 kilometers across the desert, housing over 9 million people. Unlike any city before it, The Line will have no cars, no streets, just 2 parallel skyscrapers housing everything from homes to businesses, schools to hospitals. It's designed to be completely powered by renewable energy, minimizing its environmental impact. The initial phase of The Line is under construction and is expected to be completed by 2025, with full completion by 2049. With a $1 trillion budget, it will forever change the way cities are built and lived in. Oxagon. Oxagon is a key part of the NEOM megacity, set to be the world's largest floating industrial complex. This $100 billion project will revolutionize the way industries operate, creating a sustainable model where factories float on water and produce renewable energy. The Oxagon is set to be a hub of innovation, with a focus on clean tech and cutting-edge manufacturing. The construction has already begun, with the first phase of development expected by 2025 and completion by 2039. Trojena. In the middle of the desert, NEOM will host Trojena, a year-round ski resort. With a $5 billion investment, Trojena will offer luxury accommodations, entertainment, and snow sports right in the heart of Saudi Arabia. This project will be completed by 2029, and its futuristic designs promise to transform the region into a premier destination for travelers seeking both adventure and opulence. Sindalah Island. Sindalah Island will be NEOM's luxurious gateway to the Red Sea. The $10 billion island will feature ultra-exclusive resorts, yacht clubs, private beaches, and underwater experiences for the world's wealthiest travelers. With a completion date set for 2027, it promises to become the next Monaco or Saint-Tropez, but with an innovative, futuristic edge. Magna. NEOM's Magna is set to become a cultural hub that blends the region's ancient heritage with futuristic innovation. The $20 billion project will bring together cultural experiences, sustainable living, and cutting-edge technology. It's a vision to create a place where history and the future coexist, showing that the past can inform and inspire the future. At the heart of NEOM's ambitious vision are world-renowned architects and designers who are shaping this mega-city. Zaha Hadid architects, known for their bold, organic designs, are involved in several aspects of NEOM, including the line and Trojena. Norman Foster, the mastermind behind the Apple campus in Cupertino, is also contributing to the designs, bringing his visionary, sustainable approach to the project. These architects have a track record of designing groundbreaking projects that push the boundaries of architecture. From Zaha Hadid's dynamic, curvaceous buildings to Norman Foster's sleek, high-tech structures, their influence will help turn NEOM's grand vision into reality. NEOM is a $1 trillion project that spans over several decades, with Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, MBS, at the helm, overseeing the largest investment in the region's history. $500 billion has been allocated specifically to NEOM, with billions more set aside for the surrounding infrastructure and technology needed to support the megacity. To date, construction has already begun on the line and Oxagon, with drone footage and 3D renderings showing the progress made so far. In 2023, the line saw the launch of the first major construction phase, and 2025 will mark the start of more intense building operations. Oxagon's floating factories and industrial complexes are already being designed, and work on the Trojena ski resort is moving forward. NEOM is expected to be fully operational by 2049, but parts of it, like the line, Oxagon, and Sindalah Island, will be completed in stages by 2027 and 2039. Here's the million-dollar question: what happens after 2030? Saudi Arabia's economy has long depended on oil, but as the world shifts away from fossil fuels, will NEOM be enough to ensure the kingdom's future prosperity? By 2030, global oil demand is expected to fall drastically due to a combination of renewable energy growth, electric vehicles, and shifting consumer habits. Saudi Arabia's Vision 2030, led by MBS, has already been focused on reducing the country's reliance on oil. NEOM is part of this broader vision, attempting to create an economy powered by technology, innovation, and sustainability, not oil. But what if NEOM fails to generate the revenues and diversification needed to fill the oil void? The trillion-dollar city is ambitious, but it's not immune to the realities of the global market. If NEOM doesn't become the sustainable, tech-driven economic hub it's meant to be, Saudi Arabia could face significant economic challenges after 2030. With NEOM's investments being largely tied to fossil fuel profits, there's a risk that a drop in oil revenue could slow down progress. Moreover, global competition for tech innovation could make it harder for NEOM to stay at the forefront of futuristic development. Will Saudi Arabia have enough to pivot if NEOM doesn't succeed? The reality of a post-oil world is looming, and NEOM's success or failure could define the fate of the kingdom's economic transition. When NEOM was first announced, many skeptics dismissed it as an impossible fantasy. It's just a pipe dream, they said. It's too expensive, too ambitious, too unrealistic. But the truth is, NEOM is already transforming the landscape of Saudi Arabia and the Middle East. From barren land to bustling construction sites, the dream is becoming a reality, one massive project at a time. What seemed impossible is now happening before our eyes. The line is beginning to take shape, Oxagon's floating industries are in development, and the first stones are being laid for Trojena's ski slopes. The transformation is real. Closing statement: NEOM is not just a city, it's a statement, a testament to the ambition of a nation and a vision that is too bold, too revolutionary to ignore. It's proof that when visionaries refuse to accept impossible, the future becomes theirs to create. But the question remains, will NEOM, this trillion-dollar dream, succeed in securing Saudi Arabia's future after 2030 when oil becomes less relevant? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain: NEOM is already a symbol of ambition. It might just be the future if the kingdom can successfully pivot to a post-oil world.